So, Cheyenne, Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Obviously, you're here in Miami, but talk about your childhood and growing up in Wyoming and, all that. Because if I'm not mistaken, did you move to New York?
Nah, we moved to Wyoming.
You moved to Wyoming from New York?
Yeah, from Cali, actually.
From Cali?
Yeah, my pops that was where all that came from. But,
okay.
Out there was cool, man. It was really focused out there. There was no really big trouble out there. You can move around the streets and all that and not have to worry about watching your back everywhere you went. So, growing up out there, was a blessing in disguise. My mom hated it at first, but, my pops made it home and
that's what's up.
And that's what it was. But like I said, definitely a blessing in disguise out there.
So it was 8 of y'all, seven boys and one girl?
Right.
Damn, that's
all of us is in there.
So it's a lot of fights in the house.
Yeah, all of us. Yeah, that's how we handled everything.
That's how you still handle it, JJ. Yeah, that's how you still handle it.
Yeah, there was times where you be fighting with your brothers and then boom, pops come home, or you must not respect them enough, or you must think that you could whoop them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time you really talk back to somebody or you disrespect somebody in any kind of way. We was taught, So right to the gym, right to the ring, and handle that. Always ended out in hugs, but
yeah, hug it out.
Yeah, but when you was younger, or if you took that beat, and you always held that.
Oh yeah, that stuck with you. It stuck with you to the next time.
Yeah, that stuck with you for the next whooping you gave somebody else. It probably wasn't even that person's fault.
Man, let me tell you something. Because my pops was the same way. Like we handled it like men. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was any issues, but my pops went in the goddamn Hall of Fame for kickboxing. There's a difference. There's a difference now between my pops handling it like business and your pops handling it like business. So how was that? Because I heard some crazy ass stories. Your brother, everybody grow up, they feel like they could try their pops. Yeah, I got to that point where I tried my pops. I got my ass folded up real quick. It ain't last 30 seconds. So as you get older and you get to this point where you feel like you could try your pops, you like, I ain't with pops because I know what time it is.
At this point, that's not even a thought. Like that's like a student trying to fight his sensei at the very end to prove something.
Hey, I would touch on that too, because I heard a crazy story about one of your brothers, a student trying to fight his sensei, and he bowed and and took his eyes off Pops.
God, yeah.
Can you tell that story for me real quick though?
Took his whole melon for real. Yeah, brother was disrespecting moms. And to my pops, that's like, thinking that you could beat him if you could disrespect your mom, let alone set aside moms. That's like his wife.
Yeah,
his woman now. You know what I'm saying? He took it
Queen
in a different way, right? And so they went into the ring. No, they didn't even go in no ring. This wasn't even in no ring. I think it was just out in the front yard. It was just out in the front yard. They lined up, and my brother thought he was gonna keep it, keep it traditional, I guess. Keep it traditional, I guess. And he went for the bow, and when he bowed, he put his eyes right on the floor. And when he did that, my dad hit him so hard and so fast.
Ooh.
Right. I think when he dropped, he was like still folded a little bit. It was like one of those nasty.
Was it an uppercut or was it a kick? Was it a knee?
It was an uppercut.
Oh,
it was an uppercut, and it was a clean one too. And it was a quick pop. You know what I mean? It wasn't no like he could have really did you wrong, but it was more of like two lessons in one.
Hey, we got to pull that clip up when Tommy Hearns hit Martin with that uppercut and he flew out the ring. When Tommy Hearns hit Martin with that uppercut and flew out the ring. That's crazy.
I wish it could be that animated, but nah, it was like I said, he killed two birds with one stone. Taught two lessons with that one punch.
So, if I'm not mistaken, though, Pops was but Mom's was a disciplinary in the crib.
Right,
I did a little research on you, JJ. I did a little research on you now, dog, before you pulled up.
Mom was the gangster for real. Pops, he put that discipline down when it was needed, but most of the time, he really practiced what he preached when it came to like that self-control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That meditative state of mind type. You know what I mean?
Man, a few words.
Right, more actions than
Yeah.
words for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, we got the discipline from him, but the one that was we feared the most was definitely Ma Dukes. She was, like I said, she was the gangster in the household.
And your mom's has a background too in martial arts and different things like that.
Right,
Is
right,
that she
right.
started because of your father, or was she already
Right.
involved in
Nah,
it?
she started with my father. Obviously, my father was teaching her brothers and all that.
Damn, that's
Oh,
real
and,
love. Hey, well,
it
they don't
was
make them
on
like that no
Camp
more.
Pendleton
Hey,
base, yeah.
hey, Faith, you would do martial arts for me? You would do martial arts for me, Faith?
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, so she got into it. Her brothers got into it.
That's beautiful.
And kind of showed her a different discipline as well. You know,
Yeah.
her mom was out there, so.
And it's also a way to bond and connect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they say you work together, stay together.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah. Sometimes.
Exactly. So how was that with moms? Because I heard she it wasn't you, but it was one of your brothers or something.
Oh yeah, Moms was famous with throwing things and being accurate.
Yeah, you. that's crazy.
Right. So you know, brothers would act up. My mom just quick reflex. She'll grab whatever's in her way, like anything around. She's grabbing that. First and foremost, let me tell everybody out. Yo, my parents was loving and daring and caring people for real.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Listen,
these are just part childhood stories.
Yeah,
man.
for
So,
sure. I got some
listen,
stories too. Like,
I
but
love
that's
my
love.
mother and father,
Look at
man,
that.
for sure. Like, don't worry about none of that. But she pick up anything that's in her vicinity, you know. So one time it happened to be a knife. And
butter knife or
a butter knife.
Okay,
yeah,
butter knife. We throw them all the time.
That's one of many.
Yeah, we throw them all the time.
Objects flung across and hit.
It hurt.
Yeah, so when she picked that joint up and flung it, I don't think she realized what it was, or if she would even get lucky.
She just reacted.
Lucky enough to stick. You know what I mean? The sharp.
Yeah.
If there is a sharp part of the butter knife, but hit. It got my brother right here on the arm. She got another one of my brothers in the back with a fork. You know what I mean? Oh, man, like I said, she was accurate. But, yeah, Pops didn't really have to come home and discipline nobody. We was already shook.
So where basketball come? Because, I mean, you grew up martial arts, and since you were, when did you start martial arts? Like 5 or 6?
I didn't start playing basketball until late.
I'm saying martial arts, you started like 5 or 6.
Martial arts, yeah, I was like 5 or 6.
So when did basketball
I
come?
didn't even want to play any other sports. I didn't even care to play any other
Really?
sports. I just wanted to fight and be the best at that for real.
So when did basketball come, and why?
Basketball came my best friend Tyrese Gadlin, man. Shout out Tyrese, but he was about to play in some 3-on-3 tournament. I think it was in Colorado. He was and then he was like, "You want to be on my team? You're tall." And I'm like, "Man, I don't play no basketball." You know what I mean? Like, I go fight people.
Oh, so your boy, he asked you that?
Yeah, he asked me
Okay.
if I wanted to go play. And
Yeah.
I told him, like, any other time I played basketball was really just at the park.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I never really just went and it was organized, things like that. So it was 3-on-3 was the most organized thing I ever tried to do or whatever. And like I said, I told him I don't play no basketball, man. Like, that's for y'all. Like, I fight people. I got to go train. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he was like, "Nah, you should come. It's this weekend. You should come. Just be on my team. Trust me, I'll help you out. You're big. All I need you to do is grab rebounds." Like I said, I don't even know what rebounds is. You know what I mean? Part of it.
So you ain't with the game at all?
Nah, I ain't even know basketball like that at all. I think I was like 12, 10,
Wow.
10, yeah, 11, 12. I was one of those. And then I went, and I was decent. I was grabbing rebounds. I was just more physical than the other kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted that contact, all that. So we ended up doing well. We went to the championship game. I'll never forget this. We went to the championship game, and his sister had drew up a play.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany Gatlin. Shout out Coach Tiff.
Shout out Coach Tiff.
She had drew up a play, and it had me getting the ball and just laying it in. So they ran this play. I set the screen, and when I set the screen, I slipped. When I slipped, I caught the ball. I was so open and so shook that I didn't know what to do with that joint. So I like traveled and then passed it. I'm like, I'm right here by the hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like it was nothing. And then, oh man, that fire in me burnt different after that. You know what I mean? But even then, getting to middle school, never really played basketball. I went to alternative high schools to try to get it right, get grades right, whatever.
So when you say alternative high school, I mean you was a badass, JJ?
Nah, I wasn't. You know, I wasn't focused.
Okay.
I wasn't focused.
Okay.
I ain't know what it took. It was different. Like, you know, growing up being a fighter and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at like Mike Tyson. I'm looking at Lennox. I'm looking at, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mayweather even. I'm trying to be like that. I wasn't trying.
So you
I was about to get it fighting.
You want?
Yeah, that's it. I was about to get it fighting. I didn't know any other way.
So it was gonna be boxing, or was it gonna be kickboxing, or was it gonna
be? The kickboxing was back then. It was just so. Like, it wasn't really the occupation you would want like this day and age. Like 2024.
Yeah. If
it was booming like that, I probably would never even picked up a basketball.
Really?
Probably would have never even picked up a basketball.
Wow, I can see that right now, boy. God damn.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that. So anyway, fast forward. If you ain't start till 12.
Yeah,
and
play no
you
more.
had your maturation and the way you picked up the game had to really move fast, because you was the when you got to Wake Forest, and Wake Forest don't just recruit anybody.
Right.
So you had to get nice with that, with the quickness.
Right.
So like once you got in and you traveled and blew the money, after that you said that I don't never want to feel like this again.
Never. You know what I mean? It was even a bigger feeling than I ever got from any fight. For real. I was still training hard, but like the feeling of how I lost it from my guys was different, because you know fighting is just you versus that man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got your team that trains and all that, but at the end of the day, you jumping in that joint alone.
So you're right about that. And I tell people all the time, like in NBA and basketball, you can lose a step, and you got 4 other guys out there. You can manipulate the game if you're smart enough and you're mentally tough enough.
Right.
You lose a step in boxing. You lose a step in kickboxing.
Yeah.
That's your ass, Jack. That's your ass, Jack.
That results in a 10 count.
Man, I'll tell you, we done seen some of the greatest, man. Once they lose that step, it's like it's the quickest decline that you'll see, like from the top. And all of a sudden, it's like getting knocked out 2, 3, 4 times. That ain't no joke. I don't want no parts of that.
Respect the hell out that fighting business.